Hey guys, welcome back to United 99. Thanks for tuning in to what will be our pre-match build-up for our first Champions League game, which is Young Boys versus Manchester United. In this, we'll basically be going over how Manchester United should play to beat the opponents, the danger men for Young Boys, including their stats, who to watch out for, and the ultimate player selection that Ali will go for. Jumping right into this. Going for the team breakdown, the team that Ali's going to pick. I've gone for the traditional 4-2-3-1 formation, and I've kept a lot of familiar faces in from the last game. I think this is Manchester United's first Champions League game of the season. I think we're going to want to start off strong, get a good goal difference, and really put what is one of the weakest teams in the tournament to the swords. They haven't been in this tournament very much, and I think there'll be a few tweaks. For example, as you can see, Lindelof, Van der Beek, Fred, maybe Lingard all could get a start. I think it's just a good opportunity to rotate some of the players, bring in some familiar faces like Lindelof, get Fred tested against weaker opposition. He can't do much worse than what he did against Southampton and Wolves. Going through the list, in goal, David De Gea. I think David De Gea is in some of the form of his career. When Henderson is going to be fit, I think Oli is going to struggle to justify dropping David De Gea in his current form. This guy has saved us so many points. He made a great save against Newcastle. He made a fantastic save against Armstrong during the Southampton game, which we could have lost. That save was the difference between winning or drawing or losing. And the double save against Wolves, cherry on the cake at the minute. This dude is in amazing form and really played a large part in Bruno Fernandes getting his goal against Newcastle. In the back four, going left to right, we have Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka. I think a case could be made. If Darlow's fit, he could start in place of Wan-Bissaka. But I think Wan-Bissaka has got the legs to play this game and the game on the weekend. There is a good chance that he could be switched out for Darlow. I wouldn't mind that too much. I think Wan-Bissaka's been in good form, but maybe trying to test him, trying to push his level up via the introduction of Darlow again. And if Darlow's fit, he could be justified to start just to keep the squad morale of the second string players just up there. The partnership of Maguire and Lindelof, a familiar one. I think Lindelof made a fairly decent start to the season. I think he will drop Varane just to rest him, because he's played 2 games back to back in the Premier League, including international football. I wouldn't drop Maguire just mainly because he's your captain. You need to keep your head during what is a crucial Champions League game, and you don't want to be conceding any silly goals. So I don't think Ollie's going to drop his captain at all. I think he's going to play Maguire next to Lindelof, and moving up into the midfield, I think he'll drop Pogba. I think we need to look back to go forward. Pogba has always managed to pick up an injury every season he's played for Manchester United, and I think just to preserve his legs, his fitness, just to make sure he lasts the distance this season, we need to rely on Van der Beek and Fred to pick up the pieces. Because if Pogba gets injured, this is one of the duos we're going to see a lot of. I think Fred has pace. He's going to be able to deal with any form of high press that Young Boys could throw at us. Van der Beek is one of the best midfielders at the club for playing a pass, dictating the tempo. Against Newcastle, he got about 10 minutes. And I thought he looked sharp. I thought he looked willing to drive at the defence, at the opposition's defence, really try and stretch them. So yeah, I think this midfield is enough to take on the quality of what Young Boys really are. Number 10, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes does not get dropped. I think similar to Ronaldo, they are going to want to be on the on the team sheet trying to score goals and basically prove themselves at the highest level, no matter the opposition. Central attacking mid striker combination is going to be really vital to our season, especially with Cavani being out injured. It's like Ronaldo is going to want to be top goal scorer in the UCL this season. He is not going to want to miss a game, no matter who they are. He's going to want to get on the score sheet and really drive up his numbers. For the wingers, I think he's going to go for pace. I think he's going to look to hit Young Boys on the counter attack. I've read a lot about how I've read a lot from a player from Young Boys of how their mission for the game will be to try and attack Manchester United as much as they can, which is why Van der Beek is going to be really important. I think Van der Beek can survive a high press. I think he's got the ball control, the passing range to basically break out the press and create successful counterattacks to the front four, and utilising the wingers to do so. I think Lingard is in impeccable form. I think Martial would be a good choice to bring on later on if we're still looking for a goal. In the first phase of play, you want to be driving at the opposition's fullbacks, whipping in a good cross with some tricky feet, try and get a foul inside the box. There is a lot of pace amongst that front three. I think this team is too good for Young Boys. I think this team comfortably beats Young Boys maybe 4-5-0. But you never know what's going to happen until the day. Speaking of the opposition, using this panel, we're going to talk about Young Boys' system, some of their big players who have really contributed the most so far to their season. These players include their two strikers of Sibacheu and Elia, also their midfielder of Abisha. Looking at their breakdown of the contributions, they all have one assist to their names so far, so these are the main playmakers, and they seem to have a really good partnership between the two of them. They have 6 goals combined, with 3 each so far. Also looking deeper into the midfield, Abisha, the centre midfielder, has 2 goals and 1 assist. So from deep, they could be looking to overload our back four. How do we break out of them? I think a 4-4-2 is very easy to try and manipulate. I think players like Van der Beek and Fernandes will be very important to be split into 2 banks of 4, and the extra man in midfield will be very, very useful. My score prediction for this game will be 4-0, maybe 4-1. I think it's important that we keep a clean sheet. We have 1 clean sheet from the last 4 league games, and to be honest, this defense is still conceding a lot of goals. We've conceded 3 goals in 4 games. Against teams that I think teams that we should be doing better at defensively. We were sunk 1 by, we conceded 1 at Leeds, we conceded 1 in the tie against Southampton, and we've also conceded 1 against Newcastle now. This is lower end of the league opposition, and I think it's very important that we continue to score a lot of goals, because we could really struggle at the end of the season due to goal difference alone.